Now, here's Obama at the White House today. It's Friday. I don't know what he's doing. I'm guessing he's got a couple of rounds to play tomorrow, and maybe he'll be flying off to some pizza parlor in Chicago. I don't know. All of you, though, stay home. You spend too much. You've created too much debt. You're causing too much pollution. All of you workers, all the masses, you stay home while the kings and queens are out partying and having a grand old time. And you want to hear delusion? Well, here's delusion. Obama at the White House today. Cut one, go.
I want to talk about the progress that we made this week on three fronts as we work to repair the damage to our economy from this recession and build a stronger foundation for the future. So taken together, we made enormous progress this week on Wall Street reform, on making sure that we're eliminating waste and abuse in government, and in providing immediate assistance to people who are out there looking for work.
Now, I told you this story once when I was a young man, part of a group. We went over to Germany, and we went to Berlin, and we went through Checkpoint Charlie, where the East German tourist lady put us on one of their buses and took us down one street. And on this one street, they had basically a restaurant, and she was telling us in broken English how wonderful it was, how people can get food and hot tea and soup. We saw another storefront where they had automobiles. Now, by the way, they were all black, same color. Look at all these wonderful automobiles that are available to our citizens. They had a fruit and vegetable stand. Look at this. Fruit and vegetable. It all happened to be on the same block, by the way. I was, kind of uppity, like I am now, and I said to her, well, this is all well and good. How about you drive us about 5 miles into the interior of your country? And she ignored me, and they went, shush, be quiet, Mark. Gonna get us in trouble. Well, I feel the same way about Obama here. Obama is telling you to look at these storefronts. Look what I've done, ladies and gentlemen. We passed this law, and we created this special program, and I'm providing immediate assistance, and look at it. Look, everybody. There's the restaurant over there, and the automobile dealership over there, and the fruit and vegetable stand over there. Isn't America great under Obama? Look at it. Look at all the progress we're making. And yet, when you look behind the facade, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. This is what's going on. The question is whether there are enough people to figure this out. He's taking us to 1957 East Germany. Certainly in terms of economics, all this centralized authoritarianism. He talks about, look at the progress we made. They passed a 2,300-page financial destruction bill, which creates hundreds of offices, tens of thousands of bureaucrats, looking into your checking accounts and savings accounts and making it incredibly hard to get credit. This is progress. Biden says today, we're moving forward. They want to move backwards. We want to move forward. What does it mean to move forward to these people? We're only moving forward when we what? Suppress liberty and suppress private property rights and undermine the Constitution? We're only moving forward when they take 50% of what we earn? When they regulate our homes and our cars and our places of work? That's moving forward? Forward what? Forward into the 14th, 15th century? Feudal lords? And we're only moving forward when bankrupting the nation and wasting tens of billions of tax dollars? They've destroyed 2.5 million private sector jobs on their watch while seizing our assets and creating 400,000 government jobs. This is moving forward? They confuse a frenzy of government activity and government expansion, no matter the consequences, with moving forward. That's not moving forward in the least. No, that's moving backwards. But don't worry, small business, Obama's out there to help you. I know this because he said so. Cut two, go.
But ultimately, Our goal is to make sure that people who are looking for a job can find a job. And that's why it's so important for the Senate to pass the additional steps that I've asked for to cut taxes and expand lending for America's small businesses, our most important engine for hiring and for growth. And a small business jobs bill that contains these measures may come up for a final vote in the Senate in the next few days.
You know, he's pulled this stunt before, and we've had callers who have very small businesses tell us what's going on here. There's so many hoops to jump through that by the time you jump through them, you don't qualify for these so-called loans and tax cuts. You don't qualify. And so this is another ruse. Look at the storefronts, see? Just keep looking there. Tax cut. Just throw it out there. Small business tax cuts. And so in the next debate, or next press conference, 4, 6, 8, 10 years from now, or in the next debate when he's running for president, you say, I propose tax cuts for small business, and he knows full well that the people asking him questions from the phony media, they're not going to do the hard work and figure out really whether they're tax cuts that people can actually qualify for and receive. They're not going to look at it at all. He's just going to say it. I have tax cuts, and the Republicans wouldn't pass it. I've got them all figured out. I really do. The Potemkin village president. You listen to him. Tax cuts for small business. He's putting them out of business. This is Castro-like in terms of its demagoguery. It is Chavez-like in terms of its demagoguery. And then off he goes, wherever he goes, at our expense. I read somewhere that in the course of the last year, maybe it was 6 months, that Congress spent over $600,000 on bottled water. I mean, this is sick. It's like the Roman Empire. But they really are now abusing us and bullying us. And if I can get across anything today, I want it to be this. Don't tolerate it. You're not spending too much. You're not doing too much. You're not doing the wrong things. You're not greedy. You and people like you are what make this country work. In fact, you and people like you are what make this world function. Wouldn't it be nice if just once this man, when he's doing his hit-and-run press events, would make you feel good about your country? You notice that? Wouldn't it be nice just once if he did? Wouldn't it be nice in one of his teleprompter speeches if he talked up his country? Actually, he doesn't even have to talk it up. Just point out all the great things this nation has done and all the great things the people he represents have done. He won't do it because he doesn't believe it. You know, he likes to be compared to Lincoln and FDR and Reagan. Well, let me tell you something. I'm no FDR fan, but I will tell you this. FDR talked up his country. Lincoln talked up the Union. Reagan talked up his country. They just pointed out the great things that our ancestors had done and that we could do. They made you feel great about being an American. You didn't walk around with your head down, shuffling, wondering what's going to happen tomorrow. You didn't walk around with the president's voice in your ear, negative, 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 nationalizing this, that, and the other thing. And yet look at all the anxiety this man has created. Look at all the damage, misery he's spreading. This is the thing you have to understand about socialism or its various appendages. It doesn't spread the wealth. It spreads misery. It destroys wealth. The Potemkin village, just remember those storefronts, because that's what he wants you to be confused about. That's what he wants to use to deceive you. There's nothing behind those storefronts. They're fraud. They're a joke. Just like the man who keeps pointing to them.